What is the name of the client who requested the murder of Juan Corrida? That person's name is... Every time he has that expression, like, you know, when his hands are in his head, he looks so defeated. And usually he's such a happy-go-lucky guy. Like, he only acts like this when it's, like, really bad. Like, it's fucked. Like, super fucked. Whoop! There it is. I shouldn't have been surprised because the only person that we know of who tried to frame another for the crime was Adrian Andrews. I shouldn't be surprised, but it makes sense. But no one saw this coming. Witness. That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. This can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. the Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Matt Ungard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. The witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. Ooh, this is fucked. My testimony is the truth because it's testimony. Well, testimony. The defendant at the moment is Matt Ungard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help him procure his acquittal. Wow, all of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. Okay. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided a suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is but most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. the Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it's obvious to me that this means that Mr. Ungard is innocent. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, Ungard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. Ungard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? You would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant. Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley the Killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please, that testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. That's not true. Also, there was quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button donning the nickel samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We all know that Miss Celeste Impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. Mr. Wright! You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story, who the real killer is. Tell them! Please, help me! This is a question of morality, man. Oh, boy. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor? I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw away this chance and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Is this the point where it's like bad end, good end? Let's do bad end. I believe bad end is request the verdict. Your Honor, the defense requests that... It's no use. It feels like I've lost my voice. Phoenix? Man, this illusion of choice is bullshit. Phoenix, I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept I'm not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Angard is a killer, a murderer. Welcome to the stream, Emblem. You are late AF, for real. We are in the second half of the final trial of the game. A lot's happened. That's all I can say. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. How have you been, though? How's your weekend been? If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Angard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it's because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Angard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. Wait, his trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. D. Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But the witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. Currently in Chicago. How's it going in Chicago? What's happening in Chicago? Visiting fam? Work? What's the biz in the old place of Chicago? I was gonna say state, or I was gonna say city, and I was like, Chicago's a city in the state of... And there it is. Like, I've forgotten. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that one of those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom. A miracle will occur. Just got done shoveling a lot of snow with my fathers and nephews. Oh, sweet. I guess Dio was right. It is probably cold as shit. I can't believe it's like we're coming towards the end. We're coming up towards spring, I think, and it's like still snowing. Kind of crazy. But I think Chicago's like usually always, not always, but mostly cold. When it's not summer, it's cold basically. So it should have surprised me that Chicago has a lot of snow. Is there a lot of snow? How many inches of snow are we talking? Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About, all you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about, usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. De Killer, if you don't mind, please testify more about your client in detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? Alright, so as I've stated a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I cannot simply overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corridor was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is a most unexpected turn of events for the fifth time now. However, this time everything has been finally revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, we still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice. How? Why? If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies and that so beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes two of us. The polar vortex, what's that? As I've already... Yeah. Okay, let me go to the end. 10 to 13 inches of snow. I barely like walking on just like 1-2 inches of snow. I hate it. 10 to 13 inches of snow. Of course it's that much. You're just shoveling it, of course. Jeez, man. I can't imagine what it's like to have that much snow. What are you going to do now, Phoenix? All I can do is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that will be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is that I can't let this trial end yet. At least that's what my grandma said. I believe you. I believe your nana. I believe her. Like I know, like some places in America can get like super bad snow, and I believe that Chicago is one of them. What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his hand. I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you are also a dark-hearted man. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No, I'm not thinking of Mr. Wright. Yes, you want to kill me, don't you? Guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You're hereby declared guilty. Behave. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They're your client, are you not? One thing. I can't overlook tampering with the scene of the crime. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Yeah, well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this, even though I am the one who does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. Killer. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. My client did it to... Are you talking about the button and knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police, I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. To try to make things as easy, my business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful, not without him being here. While pretending to be the first person to discover and enter the body, discover the body in the scene. So you say most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No thanks. I already told you I have no intention of using your services ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one at trial here? Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that one corridor was dead. From the very beginning? That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. That was odd. That was odd. So why did you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. Why would someone who had requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Ungard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible, huh? My job is to kill, and that is all, and to leave behind my business card, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall, that act is what I refer to when I said the client broke the rules. And that's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the force's successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really now? What are you gonna do now, Phoenix? Okay. The polar vortex? A large-scale, low-pressure area, a deep cold that you get at the poles. There's one over the States right now. Texas has been hit pretty bad. Oh, is that why, like, all of their pipes are frozen and shit? need to look at this again properly. From the very beginning, all my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. Alright, I'm not entirely sure what to present here. I don't know. From the very beginning. That is correct. From before my client visited the room. I don't know what to do here. I know it's got to be this statement, but I don't. How would she already know from the beginning? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that one corridor is dead. Oh, I didn't mean to press that. Oh, jeez. Okay, I don't know what I'm meant to be doing here. It's obviously this statement I have to, like, look at. But fuck. What evidence proves it otherwise? What evidence proves that she didn't already know he was dead? Let's have a look at this photo. She was over. I genuinely don't know. Like, I for real do not know. So I'm gonna try every single thing until it works. Boring, I know, but I don't know. Not every single thing. Well, every single thing left. I did that. I haven't missed. No. Luckily, the saving, reloading, like, process is really easy. I did the camera already. I don't think it's... No. Nope. Of course, it's the fucking wine glass. God damn it. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. Killer. Hold on, why does the wine glass make sense? The wine glass of tomato juice that he put in there after he did the deed. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea Juan Corrida had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. the Killer supposed client thought that Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just part of Mr. Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. Strangely enough, I had the exact same thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? We decide whether it's important or not. I'm afraid you're mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection to this absurd situation? Ooh, careful. Ooh, careful, Phoenix. Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in the testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy some more time. While we wait for the items DeKiller left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of the trial lies with those items. Okay. The request came to me about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I've made no mistakes. So you physically met your client. Is that correct? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross, please. Right. Well, let's give it a little save-a-roo over here. Let's go to the end. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. You have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw his suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. Talk about a delicate balance. Okay. 1 week ago. Are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. A specific date and time. It was... Did you ask why on that specific night? No, I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? What are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in one corridor's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose the contents of it at the press conference, after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would have not known where that bear figurine was. I see. Well, I don't know if it was important. Not yet. I need to press the rest of it. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was with the brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never ever taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright? No, I don't find anything wrong with that. Stop sidestepping my question. My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client. Yes, yeah, I noticed it. Yeah, I noticed it. The pronoun. I was like, him. Wait, that's not a typo. Very important. Use the sir, if you would mind using the correct pronouns. Your Honor, I believe, the testimony was of utmost importance. Witness, please include the statement you just now in your testimony. Do I just present Adrian Andrews as a yeah? Using the correct pronouns is important. Very important. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at that time? Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelly the Killer? You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip up about her. So what is the issue? Trapped in the man that's beaten hollow. Welcome back to the stream, Dre-san. How are you? About her. If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following: that he always meets face to face with his clients when taking their request, but he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. I always join the streams late. That is fine. It's fine to join the streams late. I mean, unless you really want to catch it from the beginning. But that's why I keep all the VODs available on Twitch until they get deleted 14 days later. But that's why I archive all my VODs to YouTube. I just need to actually link the... So I have a YouTube where I'm archiving all of my VODs and highlights too. But I haven't really made that YouTube public because I'm looking for the best time to sort of announce that the channel exists. But yeah, like... No stream is gone. Everything is archived. You never miss anything. That means Mr. The Killer's client could not have been Miss Andrews. What is that? What is that? I don't like it. Ugh. What is that? He's sweating. Me yelling and going, what is that? I don't know if that makes for like good background noise. Why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. The Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one has stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What is going on? This court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. Ugh, I know he's just gonna spit out more lies. All right. Come on, let's go. Where's my phone? Oh, it's in my pocket. There have been times when Are you trialing a radio? Yes, we are. We are cross-examining a radio. Yes. First game was a parrot. This game is a what's it called? It's a radio. It's an assassin on the other end of the radio, but of course he's not going to show up to the court. So we are communicating with him over radio. It's just the radio is on the stand and it's a bit weird. There have been times when I took a job without having to meet my client. Their request for the murder of one corridor, and 2 or 3 other small things. Then how does the radio sweat? Don't worry about it. It's just Phoenix Wright video game rules. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. Man, what a very obvious lie. Ooh. Headache. Oh, that was weird. So you took this job through a letter, but you just said you didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he's definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know, but I can't make him suspicious. But I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me, no matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now, let's begin the cross-examination. Yes, now I remember, I took that request by mail. Right, let's go to the end of it. We pretty much reached the end of our rope here, huh? Seems like we're still okay to me, and that's exactly what is so bad. At the rate we're going, we'll end up completely destroying his lie. If we do that, you already know how serious of a situation that will put us in. Oh yeah. All I can do now is pray that those items reach us in time, which means press every statement and stall for time. But didn't you always say you meet your client? Didn't you just say you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence as evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof? No. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I don't have any proof. I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time. Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right of right and wrong. Okay. There have been times I have not been able to meet with my client, and why could you not beat certain clients? Recently, I have been receiving more requests. If I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities? On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. May I remind you that this game takes place in 2017. Released in 2002, but takes place in 2016, 2017. Electronic mail! The future! Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope? Oh, I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I mean by electric mail is what is commonly referred to as email. Email? In a contest of mimicry, the judge would be a parrot, hands down. Anyway, so you took this job without having to meet your client, and the request was for the murder of one corridor and 2 or 3 other small things. 2 or 3 other small things? Yes, and what were those other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. Should I let him slide? It'd be really bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. I'll let it go for now. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. So you're saying that you never saw your client's face, not even once? I did, once. It was when I went to give my client the figurine. Lies! Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time. A mask? The nickel samurai mask, I'm guessing. Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this? Do you have any problems with this testimony? One thing does sort of stick out at me, Your Honor. Witness, I think you most definitely saw your client's face. Let's recall Mr. Power's testimony. You saw the person. Matt was standing in the front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. Matt gave the bellboy a tip. Oh, I don't think I should have done that. You received quite a large roll of cash from Mr. Ungard, and that at the time he was not wearing his nickel samurai mask. Oh-ho! Wait, should I have done that? I don't think I should have done that. Now that you mention it, I do remember that. Witness. Yes, that night I did wander the floor as a bellboy. I received plenty of tips that night for carrying juice to the various rooms. Is that so wrong? Huh? The man who gave me that tip was not my client. He was probably just a very generous person. I'm sorry, but sadly, we are not nearly so generous here. If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things and trays, we've done this bit already. Then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? Oh, the deja vu. And isn't this salary more than enough for one man? And where is your evidence that the large roll of cash was not in fact a tip? Come, Mr. Edgeworth, show me the money. What? Mr. Attorney. Yes? You know, I think your line of questioning has been a little strange. In fact, I would say you don't seem to believe Miss Andrews is my client. Oh no, it's not like that at all. I just think lies aren't a good thing, you know? Oh, I know and agree. Lies are not a good thing at all. I think we're on the same page now, aren't we, Mr. Attorney? Remember, if I feel threatened in any way, I am free to cut contract at any time. Please forgive my foolishness. If only you were this apologetic all the time. Anyway, I do not see a huge contradiction here. Therefore, you may continue pressing the witness. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to get to one of the other things. Do they have anything to do with this case? Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney, yes, everything I've said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross. Could it be that you're planning to betray... Is it getting angry? Planning to betray your own client? I smell the stench of a backstabber, and should you turn out to be one... Wait, uh-oh, this is looking really bad. I want to see what happens. And this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine. After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Corridor's suitcase. And then what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information sounds certainly important. Okay. Alright, okay, that didn't go so bad. I don't think. I found this figurine at the Mr. Ungard's mansion, and if you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Ungard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this testimony? So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews, but I know somewhere in that statement. No? Yeah. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. Fuck it, let's go. Yes, where are you going with this? Well, I think you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. He fully went to the toilet. If you ask me any more of these pointless questions, there will be no mercy. Alright, let's go backwards. Let's go back in time. So, yada 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 yada. There is a contradiction. Well, what is the central problem? One of these was to find the bear figurine and give it to to Adrian Andrews. What is the problem with that? I mean, Andrews knows how to open the figurine. Why would she want it if the suicide note was fake? I was waiting for her there. The killer says he gave the figure to Miss Andrews, but I know somewhere in that statement there was a contradiction, and yet I know if I present something trivial here. Hydration on the way. If you want to make a strong point, Felix, right? You have to present strong evidence. I am satisfied. I love that. Alright. Let me make a save here. So I don't completely screw myself. What if you kept buying hydration? Well, I have this much left. If you can see. I think it's better to see against my dark skin, honestly. Not gonna lie. But yeah, how about this much left? So if you kept buying, oh, it's just squash, orange squash with water. I have this much left, so that about 3. If you kept buying, I can only get like 3 hydrates out of this. So I mean, yeah. If you kept, but if I did have like a full bottle of water, and you kept spamming it, then diet squash, Jesus Christ. Then I would down it. I would basically have to down the drink. Though I'm not gonna lie, I should probably put like a cooldown on the channel points on the hydrate thing if I'm able to do that. Yeah. Like I really haven't looked at like all the new like Twitch affiliate options yet. I haven't really focused on. I've done some branding on like what you see on the channel and all that stuff on the stream and stuff like that. But I haven't really done any like branding with the badges and stuff. I've made a few emojis, but I haven't really done any like sub badges or loyalty badges and stuff like that. I'm sort of like waiting until I'm able to commission an artist to do that stuff for me. And so on. That's I haven't really looked at, and everything's so new. It's like I got affiliate in like a week and a half, if maybe even less than that. So I'm like, all these new things are so weird, and I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, cooldown is something I should probably think about. Also, what is hashtag One Brain Cell Squad? Oh, One Brain Cell Squad, or in other words, 1BCS. It's a mood. It's sort of like an inside joke with the people who've been following me playing this game, because I played the first game. I streamed the first game on YouTube, and then once I finished the game on YouTube, I moved to Twitch. So when I was playing the game on YouTube, I can't remember who, but someone came up with like the One Brain Cell Squad as a joke, and then it kept becoming a recurring thing. So I just kept calling ourselves the One Brain Cell Squad, using our one brain cell to figure out the cases and the mysteries. So I just keep it up there as a memory, as a memento. And that we are the One Brain Cell Squad. Every viewer watching my Ace Attorney streams is part of the One Brain Cell Squad. Especially since I'm going to be playing this series for a while. Himbo hashtag. Yeah. Alright, I don't think it's possible for Mr. Andrews to be the recipient of the bear. No. Wait, did I get it right? No, I didn't. Oh, I'm not entirely sure what to do here. Right, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm gonna fill up my water bottle.